Hi, this is Jack from Alpha Charts with a stocks to watch video. Today is October 31st, 2021. Happy Halloween, everybody. All right. So before we get started, this video is for informational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. And I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. Also, if you like these types of videos, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It helps me continue to make these types of videos. I really do appreciate it. It does help me out. Find me on Twitter at AlphaCharts365. It's where I post a lot of my scans, my ideas, any YouTube, any channel, any videos I'm producing. I always put a link over there also. All right. I did make a recent video about blockchain and cryptocurrencies. And basically, this was a primer on what blockchain is, what crypto is, how it all works, what goes on behind the scenes. I think it's a, listen, I made it. I think it's a pretty good video. Check it out. Always listen to my videos on 1.25 speed at least. Get through it. It'll run you about 22 minutes on that speed, 1.25 speed. So it's not very long. Again, really recommend you all check that video out. I think there's a lot of great information, especially if you're interested in crypto and don't know that much about it. This will give you gives you everything you need to know, at least a starting place. All right, let's get into this video. Stocks to watch. The Qs breaking out all-time highs. Nothing bearish about that at all. So I'm happy to see that. Again, maybe a little extended. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get some chop next week, but there's nothing bearish going on this chart right now as of today. I make the state of the market video on Saturdays. If you want to see how I came to that conclusion fully, check that out on my YouTube channel. All right. So I have 16 actionable, 5 soon, 11 patients. Ton of names to go over today. I'm going to go quickly. Write down, get a pad, get a pen, write down the names, and make the trade your own. Know your time frame and risk tolerance, and know your earnings dates. Lots of earning dates coming up, so I won't point all them out. So make sure you're aware. You own this trade. Let's start. AFRM. Firm. Nice consolidation on decreasing volume, so that all looks pretty good. Good chance this one moves higher. AFRM. Next up, Mara. So this one kind of broke out and just consolidated, retested, whatever you want to call it, and it's just chopping around right now. Real good place to manage risk against, whether you want to do it against the 9-day EMA, which is above, or the 23-day gives a little bit more room, or just a level. That's Mara, M-A-R-A. It's brother Hut. Strong day on Friday. Again, has this consolidation area. Now close at all-time highs. So it's trying to move higher, not even crazy. I mean, it's up 10% Friday, but looks really good. Let's put it that way. Unity. Just a strong name, grinding higher, nothing, respecting the 9-day EMA, riding it up. I mean, that's a beautiful thing. So very actionable right here. Again, moving higher. Love it. App. That's from the IPO. It kind of broke out with a nice gap right there. Moved higher. Here's your consolidation, and now it's trying to move higher. There's some top wicks right here, earnings date coming up, so just be careful with that. But again, only price pays. $100 psychological level right above it. If it gets above that area, I think it can move much higher. APP. Snowflake, making the right side of this IPO base, right? It's first row base, breaking out. Again, there's your 9-day EMA, and it's just grinding higher, very similar to you. Again, and kind of IPO'd in a very similar time frame too. October of 2020. This was September 2020. So again, it's about the right timing, and now it's moving higher. Really nice to see. BL, black line. So this one moved higher, kind of came back, retraced, kind of made this basey area, whatever, and now it's trying to move higher. Earnings next week, be careful. But this one looks pretty good. OWL looks like it was a SPAC. Now it's made its first IPO base. Looks good above 1750-ish, right? If it gets above the screen area, 750, 775, not bad at all. That's OWL. I like look how loose it was here. And now look at the change in character in the movement of these candles right here. Looks completely different than this side right here. And that's what I'm looking for. That's what put this name on my list today. JMF. Not even sure what this does, but newer IPO. Again, a 2020 IPO. A lot of these guys now have made their bases, breaking out. This one has a nice little flag going right here, right? So if it can, I don't know, break out of this little flag area, it's letting the moving averages kind of catch up to it, which is kind of nice. May need a few more days. Earnings coming up, so just be careful with that. But this looks really constructive. MDB has been around for a while, but it just had this nice gap up on huge volume. So that's kind of a reset day in my book. And so now it's just kind of made this little, consolidation pattern here, right? Closed at all-time highs. Nothing not to like there. Very actionable right here as it's moving higher. Yeah, nice accumulation too going on in this name. CRWD, CrowdStrike. Kind of moved higher, kind of chopped around, but it's making a lot of higher lows and higher highs in this move higher. So it looks like it's just getting started for its next move. Again, we got a little time to earnings and nice accumulation. AEHR. This was a newer name on my list. It probably shouldn't have been, but it is. I like how this one, strong volume in here. This was, again, a new change. It's been around for a while, but this was a take notice change of character day. And then it went ahead and chopped around, and you're seeing some more volume come in here, more volume and another gap there, a huge gap, 34% right there, right? 88% there. What do you got there? 22% there, 16% there. And now it's starting to move higher again. Obviously, people want to be involved in this name. Institutions want to be involved in this name. So I think we should at least have it on our list and maybe be involved in this name. SI. So this one was interesting. Had earnings back over here, a gap down, and now it's grinding higher, back above all its moving averages again. I still think it has to prove itself, right? Above 171, 172-ish. But if it gets above that, I think you can play this as a breakout, and it has like this inverse head and shoulders type of action going on there. Looks good. May need a little bit more time, maybe not. We'll see. But I like it against 153. You could even play it to 175, and then see what happens at that point. ESTC, Elastic, nice looking little chart, kind of a VCP type action here. As it makes higher lows all the way through here, and it's tightening up from this move higher, tightening up, and looks like it wants to move higher. I like the risk reward in this one, right? For the next move higher. Decent accumulation, low volume on the pullbacks, looks right to me. SSYS, what is this? Stratasys, right? Yeah, they do 3D printing. Kind of had this nice run, pulled back, and now it's kind of flagging out near earnings. So be aware of that. This could be volatile, but looks like it wants to move higher. And then RVLV, Revolve. I think they do online shopping, but I don't even know. It looks good though. I mean, nice uptrend. And now it's kind of basing since July, and earnings coming out Tuesday, it looks like. But again, do your own due diligence on what earnings is. Anyway, it looks like it wants higher. If it could break out above, 75, 76. It's at 75.04 now. So, 75.50-ish. I mean, anything higher than this. It looks pretty good. I think it closed at all-time highs. Yeah. Looks good. RVLV earnings could be the catalyst. We'll find out. All right, those were all fairly actionable depending on your time frame and where the earnings date is. I have a bunch of soons here. ZS, maybe just a little bit extended. So, but it's moving really good. Strong name. LTHM. Again, nice breakout, 2 days, follow through right there, 12, 13% over the last 2 days. Again, maybe just got a little ahead of itself. Would love to see just a little pullback and then let the moving averages catch up. And that one may be a good spot right there. Coin, true market leader here. It's starting to do its little consolidation thing. So I like that. May need a few more days. Love the inside day here on Friday. It may not need a few more days, this may be ready to go. But looks good, consolidating right into its moving averages. Watch this for a few more, maybe days or a week or so to build this out. I'm not sure about this earnings date, so know your earnings dates. AIRC. It's a REIT. I usually don't put too many REITs on here, but this breakout was, this bar was pretty strong right here, outside bar right there. I don't know. If it's your thing, go for it. MTTR, that's a strong name. Got ahead of itself a little bit, probably earnings coming up. So, but fairly new name, and again, may need to build this out a little bit here. So I would say needs a little bit of time, but look at that volume. People want to be involved in this name, right? Again, know your earnings dates. All right, those are my 5 soon. I have 11 patients. I'm looking to get involved in Dutch Brothers coffee company, I believe. I just haven't found my spot. I thought that there was gonna be a pullback right here, and I had my a buy order set right on the 9-day EMA and just never touched it, and it exploded for another 10.5%. So is what it is, right? Still stalking this one, still need some patience. Solar names have been really, really hot. Here's Nova, NOVA, had earnings, big up, looks great. If it could pull back a little bit, that could give you a potential entry. SPWR, same thing, looking great. Breaking out again, maybe earnings this week, so be aware of that. But again, maybe a little ahead of itself, earnings coming up, so be aware. That looks good. ENPH, again, all similar, same alternative energy, clean energy type plays. Solar looking good, huge gap right there. Let me put a VWAP right there. I love the follow through higher, right, to all-time highs. Looks fantastic. That's ENPH. Bloom Energy, I think some kind of deal was made on this day and just continued higher right into this potential resistance here. I don't know if that's right. It could be higher than that. Who knows? But got extended from its moving averages and probably just needs a little time. Again, earnings this week also. AMPL, Amplitude. This one's now on my list. I mean, new IPO, super duper strong, right? Maybe some selling going on right around here. So watch for that potential pullback. Maybe to 65-ish, maybe that'd be, maybe that's too generous. But whatever it is, maybe just the 9-day EMA hasn't touched it since October 18th. So that may be a win right there, back into this like consolidation area right there. But this looks really good. AMPL. LC Lending Club, again, giant move, needs a little patience here. Hard not to like a move, when this kind of stuff happens. This was a place to go right there. And I bet you if you put a VWAP on here, you could be involved right there, right there, right there. So it looks good. It now jumped, and so we'll have to watch this one. A little bit more patience, right? Next up is ATEN. Giant day right there, 35% up day. That's a take notice day. That's a change of character day. A10 Networks. Again, this one's been around for a long time, right? But this says something has changed in the stock. This is the take notice day. So that's what we're going to do. Now, need some patience, see what happens, see how it reacts. Love how it closed at the high end of its range, though. PERI. Again, take notice day right there on earnings. Something has changed, but there's been a lot of good flow into the stock as far as accumulation volume. Again, it goes back to 2007, right? but it's trying to break out. So we'll watch that one. Like how it's kind of now consolidating inside this big bar, letting the moving averages catch up. That could give you your opportunity coming up. So a little patience. BKKT. It looks like it was a SPAC. Don't even know what it does, but I do know that this is a pretty big day right there, 234%. Little pullback, came right back, and another 66% up. That's all pretty solid. I'm going to watch it, let it settle out a little bit, but I think it should be on everyone's watch list. And my last one is LCID, Lucid Motors. You know, this one, it's a SPAC right here, but they're starting to really come on a little bit. Big 31% update there, then another 4% follow through. Just may need a little bit of time to just consolidate in here. This could be a wick play, potentially. We'll find out. You know, it didn't really work out as far as that goes, but stayed within the wick, which is, I think, very strong, very positive. Watch for the pullback, and then, you know, or the sideways consolidation, and maybe for this to go higher. So there you go. That was what I got. Lots of great looking names on there. Market looks pretty bullish right now. That could change tomorrow, but right now everything looks pretty good. Let's do a quick recap. Then my top 5. AFRM was my recap. AFRM. There we go. You know, so looking back 2, 4, 5 days, it went up marginally, but still looks pretty good coming into this week. So there's that one. Mara, same thing. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it looked like it wanted higher, kind of pulled back a little bit. So, you know, maybe down a little bit, but about even. So the biggest loser was MNTV, right? That has some kind of gap down. I don't know what the news was, but it was an 8% gap down. So that one obviously was a big loser, and the gaps are hard to deal with. IS also was a loser, kind of marginally even to loser. And then AEHR was my last one, and that one was a winner marginally. So as far as my picks for last week, they were okay, and then MNTV had a gap down. Can't really, you know, forecast that, but all in all, not bad. This week I like Mara again, right? And even AFRM looks pretty good. That wasn't on my list, but we're gonna throw that one in there too. JMF looks pretty good, right? I like this flag. AEHR, that one looks really nice coming out. SI, I think, can move higher into this range at least. So that one looks pretty good. And then ESTC, I like how it's consolidating right here near all-time highs and kind of had this low volume pullback in the moving averages, and it's trying to turn higher now. So there's my top 5. I actually put a 6th one in there. I pulled AFRM forward a little bit. Looks really, really good. You know, a lot of my picks from last week consolidated for another week, and that happens, right? You gotta have some patience sometimes. So we got that going for us. Yeah, so there we go. Hope you guys found some good names on my lists. Tell me which ones you like down below. I appreciate it. If you're interested, check out this video, Blockchain and Cryptocurrency Explained. I put a lot of research into that. So again, I learned a lot from it as far as the nuts and bolts of how this all works. Hopefully you will too. Thanks for watching. Alpha Charge 365 on Twitter.